Hello everyone and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4 Arms Against Tyranny version 1.13.3, where we will be playing a slow, kind of immersive roleplay game of Hearts of Iron 4 with Yugoslavia, I think. We're going to be starting on the 1st of January 1936 in a gathering storm scenario. Dark times are coming. In Europe, Hitler has consolidated his power and his attention is now increasingly drawn beyond Germany's borders. Mussolini's Italy continues to embark on daring military adventures, while the Empire of Japan stands poised to attack China in Asia. Almost 20 years have passed since the end of the Great War, and the world has yet again been doused in gasoline. A single spark may be all it takes. Indeed. We will go ahead and select a country, and we'll go with Yugoslavia. I think it is an interesting country in an interesting region where, you know, we will have historical AI focuses off, and therefore a lot of things can happen. A lot of things can happen with Italy, a lot of things can happen with Germany, with Soviet Union, even Turkey and Greece. Europe. So we're kind of almost in the middle of Europe, so we will engage with Soviet Union, Germany and Italy, the wider Balkan region. It is a fairly powerful, it's a nation that definitely has a lot of potential. I'd say it starts off a little weak, but it has natural resources, it's got a decent chunk of land, it has, decent number of factories to start with. So it's, I think a good one to kind of slowly roleplay. So let's go ahead and start. Yeah, and let's just do a quick overview of where we are. We're Yugoslavia. Let's look at the political overview. We're ruled by Prince Paul. Our national spirits at the start of the game are Croatian opposition. The political representatives of Croatia have been pushing for a federal organization of the kingdom. Unless their demands are met, they will continue to oppose every move by the central government. They might even launch an uprising if they believe the time is right. Okay, we have Macedonian opposition. The Macedonians have not quite accepted their identity as Serbs and keep demanding special rights. Political support from Bulgaria no doubt plays a role. And the Croatian opposition gives us minus 30 stability penalty. Pretty crippling. And once we go below 50% stability here, we start taking a hit to our factory output, which is really the main drawback. There's small penalty to political power gain as well. But it matters, yeah. Even at 10% it matters, right? And stability represents the people's support for the current government. High stability makes political changes easier to push through and helps the economy run smoothly. Yeah. Macedonian opposition, on the other hand, isn't quite as punishing, but it does increase our, the cost to change our conscription, trade, economy laws by 25% and makes our political advisors 25% more expensive. Which is also maybe... not as punishing at the very start of the game, since I don't think we want to change any of our laws. Political advisors, that's a little concerning. There might be some advisors we want to hire early on. But there we are. We have Croatian and Macedonian opposition to Yugoslavia, which is really a union of many different nations. Croats, Serbs, Macedonians, Bosnians, Albanians probably in Kosovo. So a very multi-ethnic society, ruled by Serbs, making Croats and I guess Macedonians here not too happy about it. We also have Slovenia we also have as part of the union. So Slovene nationalism, Slovenes have long since wanted their own state. Although they have accepted our rule, they are not particularly enthusiastic about it. Slovene industrialists rarely invest in local businesses and seem to prefer to spend their money abroad. Production efficiency growth minus 10%. Yeah, not too punishing, but a noticeable penalty. We have Serbian General Staff with no background, but effectively gives us military leader cost plus 50%, max planning plus 10%. Not particularly relevant at the start of the game. And we have an anti-German military. Factions within the Yugoslav Air Force are opposed to cooperating with Germany. They may attempt to overthrow the regime if the country opens their borders to or enters an alliance with the Third Reich. Understandable, I guess, maybe with all the rhetoric. I'm not 100% sure what the historical context was, but maybe with all the rhetoric against the East, Lebensraum, and the Slavs in general, we are not too happy about it. And as far as I know, Yugoslavia still, I guess, has a monarch at its head, hence maybe not great relationships with countries that have overthrown their monarch, even the fellows Russian, Slavs, and the Soviet Union. So here we are, but it does give us ideology drift defense plus 5% from our Yugoslavian Air Force resisting German influence. So that's us. We are non-aligned, ruled by a regency council. Despotism is a form of government in which a single person rules with absolute power. So that's what non-aligned means. We do have elections every 3 years, though. Strangely, next election coming in 1938, May. So we have 2 years, 2.5 almost, until the next election. In terms of the political tendencies, Regency Council enjoys 60% support, no daily change, Prince Paul being in charge. We have 10% support for fascists, 15% for communists, and 15% for Democrats. We are set to volunteer-only recruitment, conscription law, expert focus, trade law, civilian economy law, which all make sense. Space for political advisors, etc. So, you know, this is Yugoslavia's political setup at the start. Now, before we jump into, I guess, national focuses, which will be the next thing to review, just take a look at the actual country. And perhaps I like to look at the resource map just to understand. I think the terrain and the resources is what's important when assessing where the country can go, or what's the most viable path. And look, Yugoslavia, we have a lot of, effectively a valley. We have some plains here, up in the north of the country. And we have mountains bordering the shoreline. The shoreline itself is plains and hills. And then we have, you know, proper mountains. Here, mountains, you know, the northern Greece. Albania is mostly, I guess, hills, forests, plains. So a lot of mountains. Mountains in Greece, mountains in Bulgaria, some forests. Yeah. Which means mountaineer divisions will come in handy, but at the same time, leg infantry will come in handy in the forests. And quite a few plains, you know, for Hungary is almost entirely covered in plains. There is, you know, a way to get to Bulgaria through plains and to Romania. So I guess there is scope for motorized divisions and tanks here. Scope for an air force as well to support our troops in fighting in mountains and hills. In terms of resources, what we actually have is 10 aluminium here in Herzegovina, almost 100 aluminium and 28 chromium in Montenegro, and 20 more aluminium and 98 chromium. So a lot of aluminium and chromium, which bodes well for our aircraft industry. And we have a little bit of steel in Morava. Albania here has a bit of oil, some aluminium and chromium. Bulgaria has a little bit of aluminium and chromium, don't necessarily need. Romania has a lot of oil, some aluminium, and Hungary has a lot of aluminium and some steel. Czech Republic here has steel, bit of oil, yeah, quite a bit of steel and oil spread out the entire country. Austria also has some steel. Italy, aluminium and steel up in north here in the Dolomites. Greece down south has a lot of resources. Chromium, quite a nice spread. Tungsten, steel, chromium, steel. Yeah, pretty nice. I guess Turkey is a little further down, but a lot of chromium here, a lot of steel. Decent amount of steel, yeah. So that's the setup. I mean, I would think that our kind of sphere of influence or sphere of interest would be the Balkan states of, you know, Hungary, Romania, Bulgaria, Greece, Albania, maybe even Czechoslovakia, fellow Slavs. You know, probably be concerned about Italy as it's gained power, turned fascist, and is probably, you know, second or third military power in Europe at the moment. We'll probably have some concerns around Germany being fascist and, you know, with the rhetoric looking eastwards. Italy's rhetoric would have been, you know, around expanding around the Mediterranean, wherever it sees. So these are probably the two main threats. France, Kingdom, and United Kingdom are probably our allies, along with the United States, since they're the ones who created, I think, Yugoslavia after World War I. But let's see. Yeah, French opinion of Yugoslavia, -10. United Kingdom is also unhappy with us, although we kind of like France. Spain doesn't particularly like us. Germany doesn't like it. Italy really doesn't like us. Hungary doesn't like us a little bit. Romania actually likes us. We like Romania back. Bulgaria doesn't particularly like us. Greece likes us. Yeah, democratic Albania kind of likes us. Independence of Albania is guaranteed by other nations. Okay. Turkey likes us. What about the United States? Doesn't really... I guess -10 kind of means doesn't really care, doesn't really like us. Soviet Union doesn't really care, kind of slash doesn't really like us. That's who we are. So Romania, Greece, Turkey are our friends. Bulgarians, Albanians maybe. Kind of our friends, yeah. Hungarians and Bulgarians don't like us much. Italy, Germany, our main threats. Czechoslovakia, we like them, but they don't much care about us. And so we have aluminium and chromium. We have producing 63 chromium, 69 aluminium. Would be nice to get more steel somehow. In terms of industrialization, we have 18 factories, 3 military, and 14 civilian. Not too bad. We are starting off with 39 stability. Is that really Croatian opposition? Massive penalty. From base value of 60, we're down to 30, plus 9 from ruling party popularity. Our war support, not really matter right now, but base value is 50, and we're at 50. And war support represents the willingness of the people to prosecute a war to the finish. Enacting many laws and preparing your nation for going to war effectively requires high war support. Manpower-wise, we have a total population of almost 14 million, 13.8. So total manpower right now of 200,000, mostly employed in the army, 180,000, a little bit left over. So we're okay for now. With we'll see. We'll have a look at our military stance in a second. Yeah, how we are. 9 convoys. Logistics fulfillment is okay for now, but nothing's really happening. No experience, no fuel. Also, fine situation with fuel, I guess, but we're not really doing much yet. We'll take a look at our military, I guess. Quick look, we have 22 divisions, so not too bad. Mostly being infantry, leg infantry division, some cavalry. That's probably just needs to get disbanded. A couple of Mountaineer divisions. It's good to see one tank division, probably outdated tanks. Yeah, there we are. No reserves, nothing like that. So a decent sized and equipped military. again. So I think that's where we find ourselves, and yeah, let's have a look at the next most important thing about any nation is the focus trees. And what we have, broadly speaking, here I guess is the political kind of direction, which can be Western focus, I guess, going into inviting Thailand, all Yugoslavian regiment, Greater Yugoslavia, surrender Italian claims, invite Germany. I guess kind of cooperating with the Axis, it seems like, mostly to me. Here we go, friendship Italy, attract Axis capital, and I guess we go down, you know, sucking up to the Axis. Or we go reinforce old alliances, and we go attract allied capitals, limited self-government, I guess some sort of process of devolution, and then we, you know, effectively coronation. Yeah, I guess we go down the monarchy path, and so on, reunite the kingdom. Yeah, dissolve. So I guess, yeah, we reforge the kingdom into a proper multi-ethnic state and fix all of our, hopefully, penalties. Maybe acquire some new ones, but maybe acquire some bonuses too. And the other political path is to recognize the Soviet Union, and then form peasant councils, mutual economic aid, abolish monarchy. Yep. And then either join the Comintern, effectively ally ourselves with the Soviet Union, or go our own way. Yugoslavian path to communism, form some republics, and somehow interact with all the Balkan states, maybe turn them all communist. Not sure if this annexes them or puppets or just invites them to faction. But I guess broadly, those are the three paths, I guess. Go down Axis, allies, communist. Which is okay. We'll have a look at those in more detail later. We also have a little industrialization tech tree with industrialization program, 2 times 100% research bonus for industry, expand mining, develop civilian and military, a research slot here, some rail infrastructure upgrades, Serbian steel here, add 16 steel production, that's a good one. And here we have a side little thing with 8 tungsten, 8 chromium, and even some oil. So we can get some more natural resources, actually making ourselves almost self-sufficient with 16 steel. It's pretty good, and with some tech upgrades as well, probably and some infrastructure upgrades. It's pretty good. We can get another research slot, maybe if we go down this path. Definitely at least one, actually. And then another one, so we can get up to 5 research slots. And I guess I'm not sure yet. We'll have a look in detail again later as to what exactly these do. But yeah, a couple of research slots. You know, get some civilian factories, infrastructure, railways, etc., and some resources here. And then we have these modernized Air Force, Army modernization, and I guess a little Navy tree. I doubt we're going to be, you know, we'll have much to do with the Navy unless we actually grow really powerful and get proper access to Mediterranean Sea. But effectively, we have the modernized Air Force, which gives us 50% cost reduction for 1 air doctrine. Then we have other local developers, add indigenous designs, which grants air research speed plus 15%. Or we purchase designs, license productions. So we can either buy fighters from other nations, or go with local developers. Here, establish our own light aircraft designer, or multi-role tactical aircraft, or heavy aircraft designer. 3 heavy fighter bomber. Yeah, interesting. And we have army modernization tech. Focus tree. And here we have army experience plus 25. Then maybe motorized the cavalry. 300 research bonus for trucks, I'm assuming. Mechanized models. So kind of a little bit help in researching tanks. 100% research bonus for field hospitals and logistics. We also have a small arms industry, infantry weapons, support artillery, anti-tank, so it kind of helps us research those. Mountain brigades, research, engineers research, reconnaissance company, airborne company. And army maneuvers gives us reduction to various, I guess, doctrines. The regiments. So here we are. So I feel like, given how divided the nation is, we could start with a political focus. We could also start with an industrialization program. Right? So let's just look at the first couple of trees. For example, industrialization program, 2 times 100% research for industry. Pretty good. Because we are going to be doing a lot of industry research at the start. Expand the mining industry after that. Gives us more resources, which we don't really need at the start since we won't be producing that much. Although we can potentially export them. Not really worth the 70 days, I'd say. Then we have develop civilian industry or develop military industry, giving us 3 military factories or 3 civilian factories. And then we have gain 1 research slot. Or we can do rare minerals exploitation and again get more resources. I feel like this is all good a little later when we actually can make use of this oil, tungsten, chromium we have more than enough of. Tungsten I think is used, I think it's tanks, if I'm not mistaken. I think aircraft requires mostly aluminium, which is what we have lots of. Yeah, getting down to this 1 research, that would take us 70, 280 days, so almost, so in a year's time we could industrialize, get 3 factories, 10% resource gain, not particularly useful. Okay, we research the industry techs faster, but we don't have much industry to apply those bonuses to. Effectively, the cherry on top, or like the real reason to go down this tree first, would be to get to this research slot as quickly as possible. Right? And that would be by the end of 1936. We'd have an extra research slot. That's quite nice. And then we can go down to infrastructure, kind of railways, Serbian steel, more civilian factories, University of Belgrade. Yeah, so, yeah, pretty quick actually. 2 more focuses after that, and we could actually get to the 5th one. So in 1 year, a little more than 1 year, we could have 5 research slots if we go down, if we zip down this focus tree. But we will have to live with these penalties we have. Which effectively, it's more expensive to change our laws, right? So we might have to pay but we only realistically, in 1 year, we can hire, what, 1 political advisor maybe? Plus 25%. Yeah, so instead of 150, they cost 187. So we waste 37 political power by keeping this national spirit, or just delaying, not getting rid of it. So that costs us 40 political power. So this is a 30% stability penalty, costs us 10% factory output. But we don't have that many factories. Not that much of a drag. Production efficiency growth also. We kind of need to get rid of these as we industrialize. So we could get 2 research slots, maybe 3 or 5 civilian factories if we go down this line quickly. We could modernize the Air Force, get local developers, get air research speed plus 15, and with the extras, this only works if we do this after getting the extra research slots, because then we can allocate, this extra 4th research to just research a lot of aircraft and maybe develop a domestic aircraft industry that we could then sell those aircraft on the international market and help industrialize our country. Maybe this is the way to do it. Get 3 military factories, put them on airplanes, and start selling those to the international market and make our airplanes, really gets powerful by maybe hiring a a chief of Air Force that will give us air experience and lets us customize our planes to be really, really good. So potential here. We don't get any research bonus, like kind of flat 100% or, you know, or even 50%. So we can't get to the 1940s airplane super quick. It's just 15% kind of slow burn bonus. But there's a lot of things to research in Air Tree, so it's a good bonus to have. So yeah, probably not worth going with this as the first thing. Army modernization. Again, 70 days army experience plus 25. Not particularly worth it. We can get motorized the cavalry. Get a 300% research bonus for, I assume this is trucks. VTZ YS. I assume. Yes, VTZ YS 4403. That's the truck. I mean, it takes 190 days to research it by itself. Effectively, that will be cut, what, 3 times? So it will be, what, 60 days? But with 70 days spent on the focus. So really, we'll research it effectively in 130 days. But we will have to go down this path anyway, so I guess it is better to use this focus to aid our research. Yeah, but this, I mean, trucks is, I like getting trucks early on as well, because you then set one factory, make it really efficient. You're not going to change this pretty much for the rest of the game. And you stock up on trucks for logistics, for, you know, field hospitals, or any motorized infantry in the future. And you can also sell those trucks on the international market. So I am a fan for minor nations to establish a, you know, a truck industry earlier on. So this is a good combo to do at the start. We have small arms, 100% research bonus for infantry weapons. That would be nice to use on the 1939 weapon variants and start producing those early and build up a domestic arms industry. That would be nice. Support artillery and anti-tank. Okay, mountain brigades. Those are nice to have, but definitely not a priority. I won't even look at the navy. We can do 2 naval dockyards. Let's just look at the very top ones. Or Montenegro or Dalmatia gets 2. And then we have what? Coastal defense. Yeah, get some forts. Or we can do contest the Adriatic. 50% reduction cost reduction for naval doctrine. Yes, we either go with defense. You get 100% research for submarines. So we defend our coast and just go submarines. Or we can test the Adriatic and we go with naval bombers. That would be a good one to have. I feel like we should have scope to develop a really good aircraft industry. Modern destroyers. Yeah, get naval bombers and destroyers and just contest the Adriatic. I guess from Italy, I'm guessing, and Greece maybe. Replace the Dalmatia light cruisers or heavy cruisers. Yeah, this is, I think, way down the line. I'd say 1940 plus. So army modernization, we could open up with motorized cavalry, set up the truck industry. We could modernize the Air Force, get indigenous designs, 140 days, start working on aircraft research. We could open up with 2 research slots here. We don't have an industry though. We need an industry before we can, you know, get the bonuses and get the resources to feed that industry. And as for the research, there isn't, I don't think, we'll see how many things we actually can and need to research in 1936. And political focuses. Okay, so let's have a, which hopefully will allow us to get rid of the bonuses, I'm guessing, and kind of reunite the country. Or reinvigorate the country. So let's have a quick look. Decisions we'll skip. Intelligence agency we don't have. Research-wise, let's just have a look. What do we have? Research speed plus 5% from expert focus. Decreases the time it takes to research a new technology. Yep. Limited technology bonus will be listed here. And we don't have. So as always, we go to engineering. Electronic engineering. 95 days. We live in an age when electrical machines can no longer only warm and light us, but help us think and communicate. Electronics will be key to military intelligence in the coming century. Research speed plus 3%. Yep. Light battery. Okay, we got a central rage finding module for ships. Not really relevant to us, but we get research speed plus 3% as early as possible for the rest of the game. Otherwise, what do we have? industry research. Basic machine tools, production efficiency cap plus 10%. We have construction 1 available. Yeah, so we could go 190 days, 140 days. Yeah, so these, we could fill our last 2 slots with the standard basic machine tools and construction opening. Let's see with the air, it's actually quite nice. We do have 1933 and 1936 basic small airframe research. We have the engine and we have the light machine gun. In fact, we even have cannons. So we could actually start building 1936 airplanes straight away. And then sell them on the open market and help industrialize that way. That is an option. Yeah, this is 4 years ahead of time. Yeah, I think this can wait. We could research more modules to make our planes better, but we don't have the air experience to put them on. And we don't even have political power to hire the Chief of Air Force to get that experience. So I think we'll skip that for now. We'll skip the Navy, artillery-wise. Okay, we do have all artillery types unlocked. I don't think we can wait with the bonuses. Armor, we have interwar tank development. It would take 190 days and another 190 days. It would take, yeah, 1 research slot out for a year to research 1936 light tank designs. And then another 200 days to get the basic engine, basic armor, just to give us some light tanks. So that's going to be, yeah, that's what we might need the second research slot for. 4th and 5th. Support companies, okay, support equipment we have unlocked, and engineering company we have unlocked. Recon, we need recon and we need field. Hospitals, those we will get bonuses for. We will get the bonuses for truck from that focus tree. So we can hold off on that for now. In terms of infantry, weapons and equipment. Could upgrade support weapons to 1. Okay, too early to do this one. So there isn't actually that much for us to do. We actually have mountain infantry unlocked as well. What is that? Organization is 70. Nice, as opposed to 60 for leg infantry. And they have hills and mountains. Movement, attack. Okay. So we kind of have everything, to be honest, that we need to start with. I would like to research trucks. I would like to get to 1939 infantry equipment as early as possible. I would like these, but these will have bonuses to research. These tanks are just not viable at the moment. Don't need these bonuses. It would be nice to get this one early and also switch our production. To be perfectly honest, this we could be of some benefit, but I think basic machine tools, a variety of newly developed milling machines, can be used in military production, from the small and versatile types available to any machine shop to the large-scale advanced models that push the technological limits. Production efficiency cap plus 10%. Boom. Okay. And construction 1. Improved methods and materials allow us to construct buildings, both civilian and military, faster. Construction speed plus 10. 190 days, yeah. So I don't really feel like we need any research slots. That's what that tells me. We can wait with the research slots and just go down, you know, engineering and industry research trees for the first year or 2. Okay, international market. Nothing to see. Trade. Not much to see. Production. Okay, let's have a look what we actually need. Versus 1. We have 3 military factories. We're only using 2. Okay. What would we like to produce? You know, having drawn some lessons from our previous playthrough of Finland, guys, I feel like civilian trains are nice to produce. Early trucks are nice to produce. I would even put them above trains. And they're good to start early. Ooh, wait. Okay, let's just Hang on, let's just not put these in because we have that third. Let's put this to infantry equipment for now. And just do... We need... Wait, sorry about that again. We need trucks. We would like one factory for trains. We would like towed artillery for sure. Given the landscape and our situation, where we will probably mostly rely on divisions of infantry supported by artillery. You know, mountaineers or normal leg infantry, whatever it is. That is what we're going to rely on, along with some engineers, field hospitals, and recon. It would be nice later on to get towed anti-tank, although I don't think we'll be encountering a lot of tanks, frankly, from in Greece, Bulgaria, Albania, Romania, Hungary. Even from Italy, perhaps not that many tanks. If we ever come into contact with Germany, then we'll need anti-tank. Anti-air, perhaps, hopefully we rely on an air force to protect us, more than towed anti-air. So we kind of have, with these, that's all we need. We need 3 extra military factories, ideally. We could also, as I said, start producing Icarus EK2 since we can. Right? We need 200 to reinforce our own air force. Seems like we actually have an air force. That's what was the button for Air Force Overview. We'll have a look at that in detail, but we have 33 squadrons. Kind of, I guess, yeah, older fighters. Oh, this is Icarus EK2. These are Hawker Fury and NIT-62 imported fighters. Yeah. So we could build these up. Right, and we could... Yeah, get going with our own air force. We'd have 3 wings of 300 along with some infantry. So we could at least maintain air superiority. Having said that, not sure how much of an air force Hungary, Romania, Bulgaria will have, or Greece, but Italy and Germany, shall they ever come our way, will have an air force. Then they will have close air support, so we'll need to protect ourselves. I guess we would also slowly build efficiency. It will be a while before we can make a better variant. So I do think that, yeah, it would be nice. It would be nice to start building these. So we need 4, you know, and if we don't need them, or if we produce too many, we can sell them on the international market. I'm sure there will be someone who needs 1936, decent 1936 fighters. So let's go with, we need 4 military factories. I would maybe put artillery up here. Perhaps, I'm not sure. Do we really only need 8 artillery for reinforcements? We'll unpause the game and double check this. Because then it can wait maybe a little bit. Maybe we need more infantry equipment, probably easier to sell. Because again, even if we have a surplus while we're not using it, we can always sell it on the international market and help our construction efforts. But in an ideal world, we need 4 military factories. Which means when we go to our construction screen, let's have a think about this. We have 5 factories used in consumer goods. We have 9 factories available. Nine factories. Let's just check. 1 more military factory would take us... What is it? 4 months. So we could build 2 military factories. This year, civilian factory. Yeah, we have scope to build 1 more factory and get going on the towed artillery. Maybe we get going on... yeah, I want to put civilian trains above trucks because I don't want the early trucks. I want to get the trucks rolling once we've research the proper truck, the modern truck. Whereas trains, you pretty much can produce these trains, I think, forever and sell them on the open market. So this is a good one. This will help our construction effort. I think there will be buyers for trains. Ideally, we'd need 2. What if... Yeah, we could turn off one factory from infantry equipment, put it in artillery, and then put a 4th one in civilian trains. Yeah, I guess so. So let's build one military factory that we can in the capital. I think the next region would be Moravia. I like these inland regions that are away from Germany or anyone else. I mean, they're close to Bulgaria and Romania, but we can defend them, I think. So I would build one more civilian factory for a total of 10. But I'm thinking, since we're going to be building up this region... quite a bit. Maybe we build some infrastructure in there. How long would that take? Infrastructure costs 6,000 construction points. And civilian factories cost 10th double. So let's do that. That gives... It will improve the infrastructure here to 3. Because it's actually 3 out of 5 in most of the country. Actually really good. Yeah, pretty much all of the country except these coastal provinces and these backwater provinces here. So let's give it one infrastructure and then we build another civilian factory for bringing us up to 10. I think that will be our construction for now. Probably take us that first 1936 to do that. We'll have a look at our military logistics. Doesn't really matter now. Officer corps, nothing we can do. We're saving political power. Everything is ready to unpause, guys. Insufficient resources, low manpower. There's manner decisions available. Unassigned divisions, we'll sort that out. Ooh, free dockyards. I forgot to get dockyards. Let's just do convoys. We can either keep them for our own trade. If we ever engage with Italy, you know, we'll be sunk. Our convoys will be sinking a lot, so we'll need replacements, or we can sell those on the international market again. So let's put those in. Okay, let's get back to our focuses. So I don't think we can go down industrialization. But this is a nice combo. These trucks would be a nice combo. But we need to decide on the political direction. And I suggest we go with a... Historically, I guess they did turn communist. Do we go communist? But then I fancy going our own path. Or do we go non-aligned? And then what, unite? Potentially resist the fascists or unite the rest of the Balkans. So we can Western focus. So we get political power plus 120 and add King Peter, which grants stability plus 10. Okay, that will hopefully remove that penalty. We actually research this and live with this for a while, because that will negate the most important drawback of our national spirits, which is factory output minus 10. We could go Western focus and then go industrialize. Alright. 100% for industry. Does give us 120 political power, which will let us pick an advisor, maybe. Or we recognize the Soviet Union. So we go Western focus, sorry, we do 120 power, we remove stability penalty. Then we can just freeze it here and go down other trees. We could reinforce old alliances. What does that actually give us? Increase opinion of Yugoslavia. Acceptance when requesting to buy license. We could do a friendship treaty with Italy. Italy gains increase in opinion of Yugoslavia plus 25. Yeah. And to be honest, I feel like we need to appease Italy. They're probably the main threat to us. And then we could... We have this national spirit of anti-German military, so I feel like I don't want to go attract Axis capital, because that's German Reich will invest in us. And let's go attract Allied capital. Limited self-government, remove Slovene nationalism. Nice. Release Republic of Slovenia as puppet. Okay, and then we... Okay, devolved Croatia, remove Croatian opposition, release independent state of Croatia as puppet, release Dalmatia as puppet. And then we have protect Bosnia or divide Bosnia, release Herzegovina as a puppet. Wow. Okay, we basically release everything as a puppet, release Transylvania as a puppet. Okay, so we're basically going to break up the entire country, and then we can end the regency. So after 1 o'clock of 1938, mutually exclusive with the signed tripartite pact. Its folks will cancel if their requirements are not met. Effect: Prince Paul retires. Peter II becomes leader of non-aligned party. And we have underage monarch. Stability plus 10. Conscription laws 2. Peter II becomes leader of the Democratic Party. Wait, hang on a second, so... So Prince Paul retires and Peter II becomes what? Leader for the non-aligned or for the Democratic Party? I don't quite get it. For both of them? A royal wedding. Prince Paul does not have the underage monarch trait. Peter II is current country leader. Effect gets the event the Grosvenor Gala. Okay. Coronation. Peter II is currently leader. Prince Paul does not have underage. All of the following must be true. Does not have national spirit. King Peter. The non-aligned party will now be called House Karađorđević. Gain base stability plus 10. Gain base war support plus 20. Enforce Yugoslav neutrality. Add armed neutrality, which grants division attack on core. Add neutral foreign policy. No, we don't want Fortress Yugoslavia. Okay, we can just wall ourselves off from the world and be a monarchy. Or we can go a royal alliance. We will attempt to join the faction of our royal marriage partner. In the event that our partner is Princess Alexandra, we will attempt to join the allies. Okay, and another way is to go with towards independence. Change those. Okay, the focus currently has no effect. The Defense Army of Yugoslavia. Disable editing of Yugoslavia Defense Army. Template and training or disbanding units belonging to it. Create Yugoslavian unit in Croatia. Yugoslav Defense League. We create a faction. Or we go with the United Kingdom. We guarantee religious liberties and we reunite the kingdoms. I assume we reunite ourselves into one country. Or we go with recognize the Soviet Union. And if we do that, we abolish the monarchy, go to Yugoslavian path to communism, form Federal Republic, which will remove Croatian opposition, Macedonian opposition, remove Slovene nationalism. Okay. And we can do a little Soviet Union of the Balkans. Maybe that is the way we go. first focus then gains increase in opinion of Yugoslavia plus 15. Let's recognize the Soviet Union then, while we have historically refused to recognize the Bolshevik state in the East. The time has perhaps come for us to reconsider our stance on the matter. While the Western democracies seem too weak to defend the minor powers, the Soviet Union may well prove a more reliable friend. I think we'll go with this. Let's go with the communist path, guys. I feel the multi-ethnic society ruled by a king didn't fit, the way the world was going, and Yugoslavs recognized that the path forward lies through a socialist state that takes care of all the poor workers, and that's the point around which the whole of Yugoslavia united and then will try to take communism to the entire Balkans. Yeah, so I guess let's go ahead and recognize the Soviet Union. We'll start working on that, and I think we can even make a cut here for the first episode, but we made a good overview, I think, of Yugoslavia, and things will go faster in the next episode. But thanks a lot for watching, and yeah, I look forward to seeing how the world develops and how we manage to defend our little socialist paradise in the Balkans. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope to see you in episode 2. Bye.